Go ahead.
Well, first credit to Ohio State. They made the drive in the fourth quarter, made the plays on defense they needed to do to win the game. I always have to be very careful with what I say because people take things I say and sometimes hear something else because my wife tells me I don't communicate the best sometimes, so I have to make sure I say this the right way. As you go through this, the hardest part of what we did when we went to Temple and what we did when we went to Baylor was getting guys not to say, oh, here we go again, and getting guys not to expect to lose. Getting everyone, including the people around the program, not to focus always on what's wrong, but what's right? And that's hard, right? You're constantly talking to your staff, your coaches, your players. Last week was a low for us since we've been here. Because the minute the game got hard, we kind of looked around like, oh no, what's happening to us? Kind of victims, like, yeah, this is happening to us. And this was a hard week. But a week that I knew, because of my experiences, we would turn into something good. We would teach. The players would see us, instead of us being defensive as things are said, they would see us stand like men. Anyone can just be defensive. They just stand like men in front of them, not blame the players, but work hand in hand with them. And we expected to come here and win the football game. We expected to win. And so I say this, to me, it's so hard because you don't want it to sound like a moral victory because we lost, and we're not here to lose. We're the University of Nebraska. We're not here to lose. But in terms of the development and growth of what you're trying to build, because while the world and everyone wants things to happen quickly, if you want it to be sustainable, if you want it to last forever, you have to do it the right way. I get asked a lot of questions about, why aren't we doing it this way, that way? We're trying to build something sustainable. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Who knows? A lot of you guys have seen a lot of guys come here try to do it and it hasn't worked. So I'm trying it a different way. I was proud of that football team today. I was proud. They didn't back down. They had some really tough breaks. They had some things really go against them, even the way we started. And they competed. It was the first time since I've been here that I felt a championship mindset in the locker room. Along with the championship mindset, as those who compete know, comes utter disappointment when you lose. So that part's hard. It's hard for the guys. But I saw a group of guys, even at the very end, take the field, going out there to make one more play, have a chance to compete against one of the best teams in the country. So I thought they grew up. I challenged them. It better look this way next week. Some of the football still's tough. It's hard. You're literally, you got some of our administrators that hear me on the field. I'm still, you got some young guys out there. You're still coaching things out there in the middle of the game that in a year or two you hope that it's second nature. It's just what it is. But for those of us who believe in the long way, the hard way, for those of us who haven't had things handed to us, for those of us who believe in building, for those people who believe in putting in an honest day's work, like I hope while they're disappointed, they're proud of what they saw, of what they competed. And while I yelled at the officials sometimes and all that, our players didn't let it bother them. Our players just continued to compete. Thought we played with class and dignity. We had a chance to win. So I know that's long. I know it's hard. I don't say that to justify what we're doing. I'm saying that so our players will understand why I'm so proud. Not satisfied. That's very, very, very important. There are no moral victories, but proud. With that, I'll take what questions you guys have.
Can you discuss how you had success against Ohio State's run game, both what you guys did well and what you might have been able to take advantage of in terms of what Ohio State was doing?
I thought our defense was dominant all day. Save 3 plays, take away 3 plays. I think on the first one, we were playing a little 3 down and we took advantage of it. Tony did such a nice job. We kind of recognized pretty early we were going to be able to rush the passer, so he went back to 4 down. The second one, kind of a condensed set check, and they just, Jeremiah is a really, really good player. He ran by us, and, just a nice play by them. Just they made a play, right? And then really the third one, they just kind of ran a double move out and up and just caught us in the zone coverage where you need someone just to make a great play. We just, we didn't see it. But other than those 3 plays, I think that was probably as good a defense as I've seen, for most of the day. I thought we tackled well, we handled the run, we won on the perimeter, we hit the quarterback. But I think that, my eyes aren't very good, so it's hard. I don't know what the third down numbers were, but I thought we were excellent on third down, including some 1 for 10, some 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 2s, a 4th and 1 stop. So, we won the last play, we won the turnover battle with Malcolm's great pick. So, I don't think it was anything special. They have a great run game. Chips. They've got great players, got a great coach. I think our guys just played really well, played physical, played hard, got off blocks. We didn't do anything real special today.
Ohio State's defense is obviously really good. There's moments, obviously, I'm sure you're thinking about is in the goal line situation. There's 4 plays from the 7, all of them were runs. Can you maybe just walk us through the process of those play calls and why you feel like that is seriously?
Yeah, I think you have the ball down there, you need to score a touchdown. I can only really probably talk about the last one. We had him set up to run the speed sweep. We thought we'd get in. When Jalen went down, we thought Jalen went down inside the 1. As the official came out, he's coming down like on the 1 yard line, and then as he runs out, that's how you spot balls, right? Kind of goes to the 2. We lost Barrett, our fullback, last week, so we had to use defensive players. So we send them out, thinking the ball's in the 1. As the ball gets respotted back to the 2, and you probably saw me pretty animated about it. Now you're calling that play from the 1.5, 2 yard line. I think the same play happened right before the half, right? Like we thought we had a first down, so then we had to, burn it. So, and I'm not complaining about the officiating. I'm just telling you the impact. And when you're on the road in this environment with the noise and all the things that are happening, credit to the Ohio State fans. What a great environment. I mean, the red coats, from the minute you get here, they're nice and friendly to you, and the game starts, and they're here to make that hard. A ball you think spotted somewhere that gets moved back really affects the play calls that you have. I do think, it's hard in life, you have to find, at the end when you look at the results, if they don't work, they don't work. But you're also saying to yourself, the best things we did today were also Dante on some big runs, and so. If you want to run the ball, you have to sometimes be willing to have a 2 yard gain, a 3 yard gain, which sets up now a ball outside, which we thought maybe Jay Lloyd would score on. And if not, we said we'll get the ball down inside the 1 and we'll pound it. If it's 4th and 3, then we'll throw the ball in. I think the spot got us. And again, I didn't want to use a timeout there in the second half. Maybe I should have. But I knew the game would come down to the end. We need the timeouts. And the other thought process being, if we run the ball, if we pound it in there, we run the ball at the 1, score. If we don't get it, we'll get the ball right back, which we did. And that's kind of the thought process down there.
Matt, can you detail that championship mindset that you saw and just when and how that came through to you in the locker room through the week and when did you see it?
I think I've been pretty consistent in saying, to you guys, I think the guys do a great job during the week. It's getting to these moments and saying, here we go again. I'm just, again, I don't want anyone to take anything I say the wrong way, because everything I say is with peace and love. But when they haven't won, and then the commentary around them is always pretty like, hey, this isn't good enough. They're in a culture where all they hear is like, this isn't good enough. And so how do you get them through that? You push them through that. It's just what it is. Like, you push them through that. And so we always work hard. I've never had a time where I thought the guys didn't work hard. But I thought they went out there. I mean, the game couldn't have started any worse. I mean, it's like, holy smokes. And the defense took the field, like last year, and said, let's go get a stop. They got to stop. But I thought it was before the game, and I thought it was at halftime. Really, at halftime, I told them. Because last week I said some different things to them at halftime. And this week at halftime, I said, this is what it's supposed to look like. If I start worrying about the results only, and you had a coach. You had Coach Osborne, who all he talked about was the process and not the results. I mean, everybody knows what it's supposed to look like. Coach Osborne taught us. He showed us. Like, worry about the process. And so, to me, the way it felt at halftime was the process. Like, they were excited to get back out there and play. They were not like, oh man, I can't believe I can't believe they called OP offensive pass interference on that play. They don't worry about that, which a lot of times our guys have worried about. And you always got me saying, like, just play. What's next? Just play. What's next? And so I felt like a lot of the things we talk about took hold today. And that to me is something I feel relieved. I feel despondent that we lost the game. I thought we were going to win the game. I feel beat up for the guys. But I know when I say these things, a lot of people are probably going to take them the wrong way. I also know, like, across the country, I tell Troy, like, I got college coaches who text me sometimes, like, hey, Matt, I listen to your press conferences every week, because I'm really, honestly, doing my best for people who want to hear it, not pick it apart, but want to hear it, trying to give everyone a step-by-step picture of what we're trying to do. It's easy to pick apart. But, like, I'm just trying to, like, lay it out there for people who love coaching and love kids. Do you know how hard it is to, like, come up here every week and talk about what went wrong without ever making a kid look bad? Like, I listen to coaches all the time talk about we got to execute. That means your players aren't very good. When coaches say we just got to execute better, they're throwing it on the kids. And just, we stand up here and we try so hard to give everyone a true picture, because one thing I love about Nebraska fans is they love football. They want to know the hows, the whats, the whys. And I listen to the people I trust. Like, I called Coach Osborne on Sunday. I said, Coach, got 5 minutes for me? What do you think? Coach Osborne and Coach Solis came to practice on Tuesday. Coach, And the old things are the real things, are the good things. And so I'm only saying this now because I want our players, if they just listen to this press conference, to know how truly, truly, truly excited I was to be in that locker room with them. I didn't have to be a cheerleader today. I didn't have to be like, come on, you can do this. Like, they were like, get out of the way. And we've had moments like that. That was 60 minutes of that today. Dylan went into the tent before the last drive. I'm like, hey, Heine, get ready to go. And Dylan comes back out. He's like, let's go. And, Dylan didn't want to just be in the game. He wanted to go win the game, right? And it got really, really, really loud. So we had the false start, and we don't miss a play. But so the football will get better. The football will continue to get better. But make no mistake, the hardest thing is building a culture of championship caliber expectations without winning. There's a lot of guys that have taken a lot of jobs that are already winning, and they keep it going. I should probably try that sometime. But this to me is why the Lord put me on this earth. Like, to work with young people and to have them raise their expectations. And it's why these guys are here. I mean, that's Dylan, Jacory. They could have gone somewhere where they were already winning. They came here to build it. So I'm proud of them. And I say all this because I hope fans are disappointed, but I hope they're proud of them. Now, if we don't do it again next week, Mitch, to your point, if we go out there next week and we're front runners again, then it was all for naught. Like, this is a step. And it has to be where we are now, that we play this way every week. The football has to be better, but anyway, my take.
How much did it mean to see John make those kicks and how it lifted the team, maybe even go to the locker when he hits that 54-yard?
Well, I'm so fired up for him. And again, on the same vein, on the same point, because even last week, I think Mitch asked me, like, hey, did you not kick it because of, I said, hey, I think he's going to make these kicks. And it was a great question. I'm not saying that, Mitch, to you, please. I think it's the right question, right? But if you go back to my answers, I was like, hey, I think he's going to be a great kicker someday. I've said that on record. Like, I think he's going to be a great kicker someday. It's just, things take time. But now you have him for what? How many years do you have him for? You have him for 4 years? So you have that kid who makes those kicks in those moments. Like, if you want to know why I feel fulfilled, not satisfied, but fulfilled, it's because if you go back to my press conference a couple weeks ago, I told him, I said, yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, man. Like, you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death. But in this program, you don't have to walk there alone, right? Like, you walk there arm in arm with the guys. Like, every day he kicks field goals. You know who's standing right next to him cheering him on? Jacory. Jacory. Screaming. That's our starting freshman wideout, screaming. And he made those kicks. I was like, man. I said to Mar before the game, like, hey, if it's a long kick, should I put him out there, his confidence? Brett was like, don't worry about his confidence. Put him out there. So I think some of our guys are really getting better.
Last one.
I'll answer them all today. I spent a lot of time philosophizing. They have some football questions.
Well, I was going to ask, how satisfied were you with your physicality today? Because it looked like you owned the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you go back last week. I don't. It's going to sound weird. I don't know that like our guys weren't willing to be physical. We were just really out of whack. Like, we were expecting one type of game, and it was another type of game. Now, we didn't tackle well. Today, I think the guys squeezed blocks and ran to the ball together. And sometimes you give up. You're playing really good run defense like that, and all of a sudden you give up a big play, and all of a sudden guys start to panic a little bit. but they didn't. And we played a lot of guys. We didn't have Tommy today. Sierra played. Malcolm moved to corner for us. Malcolm played corner. Keys played safety. Deshaun played safety. Jeremiah finished the game at corner when Malcolm went down. So, we want to be a physical team. We wanted to be the most physical team on the field today. We wanted to win the turnover battle. We wanted to have a culture of execution, do our job. I was going to say, but more importantly, we wanted to be the more physical team. That's a physical team, too. Like, they play defense. And, one of the tough things we're going on is 4 straight games of us going into a team off a bye. A team off a bye has 2 weeks to study you, 2 weeks to prepare for you. So we came out early on, corners over man, and they run to cover 2, and so we lose a play there. And Dylan did a great job. The little things Dylan does, no one will see, but did a good job of getting us in the right plays after a while. Sorry, Brian.
How would you sum up the last offensive series? As you mentioned, Dylan, you didn't know if you were going to have him maybe, and it was chaotic because there was a break in the action while they were figuring out penalty and all that stuff.
Well, it was a break in the action, too, because they told us to come in the middle of the field because they were throwing balls, right? Let's talk about, and that was there's water bottles, and hey, trust me, I'm all for all. I'm from Philly. I'm all for all that. That doesn't bother me. I just got the guys in the middle, so let's go. But we had the penalty, right? And there's 3:45 left, and so we always expect something good to happen. So really, in those situations, we call it last shot. You're trying to get the ball with a 2-minute warning, so that they don't have an opportunity to go back and answer. You're either going to win that, you're going to win that on a game-winning buzzer beater at the end of the game, go down there and throw a touchdown and give them 17 seconds left, or not. So that happened. We ran the screen play, and we just missed the block on the man-to-man defender. We have them. We just missed a block on the man-to-man defender. Come back, they're being pretty exotic there. I didn't see, the last plays. We're pushing the ball down the field. I didn't see exactly what happened on that last play, but, these are great reps for Dylan. I know he wanted to win. These are great reps for Gunner. These are great reps for Ja'Cory. A lot of those guys, thought Isaiah Nayor today showed up and played probably one of his best games. I have to see exactly. They've got quite a pass rush. They've got great players on defense. And, I thought we hung in there, though, on those plays. They got us on 0 the one time in the red zone. That was really difficult because we would have kicked a field goal there, and that might have changed the game. And we called a ball to try to get the ball to his hands, and they just brought more than we could block and, didn't get it off. So we had some other opportunities that we just have to keep working on.
What is your analysis of the screen game?
Of the screen game? I thought today we thought because of their pass rush we'd really have to screen them because they've typically historically been a 4-man rush team with Larry Johnson. They brought a lot more pressures today, and so sometimes the dropping ends. I think we had one early that we liked, but other than that, I think early in the game we said, hey, let's get out of the screen game. It's just more of a zone blitz pressure game. And then the one at the end, it's first and 8 for 15 or whatever it was, and we went to a man beater and just didn't make the block, So wasn't good enough probably today. That part of the football was definitely not good enough, the screen game.
You talked about the championship attitude in the locker room. You're the first team to score in Ohio State in the third quarter. In fact, you outscored them 3-0. Was that attitude? Was there some key adjustments that you made? What was your success there?
I thought we found some runs in the third quarter. We ran a couple wham trap plays. We whammed the 3 technique, and Dante was close to splitting one. He looked like he was about to go for 80, and the guy came and tackled him around the ankles. So I thought we got the run game going there. And, we punted the ball down. Then we got the pick. So we played on their side of the 50. We look back at the game just from a football perspective. You have to make more of those opportunities, whether it's the goal line plays that Sam talked about or not always kicking field goals, but scoring some more touchdowns. That was part of it. But, again, they have a great defense. But our kids made some plays to hang in there and stay with it.
Did you lose a timeout there at the end because of Ohio State injury, or how did that unfold?
Yeah, so it was 3rd and 11, so I wanted to call timeout because you want to get the ball back and save 40 seconds. Then, the guy went down, so I just said, hey, do I get that timeout back? Because every crew's a little different. Sometimes they'll give you that timeout back. I wanted it back. I didn't get it back. And then And then, we had that situation where the targeting plus the catch, and then I was watching. I saw Coach Day, out there at the numbers, and they threw 15 on him. So then when they unthrew the 15, I was just confused, right? I'm trying to figure out where the ball's at. So a lot of these, it's just so loud out there, sometimes if it looks like you're like this, I had him come over because you think the ball's going to be at the 35-yard line, you're calling a different play than if the ball's at the 50 or the ball's at the minus 45. So, if a flag's thrown, I can't hear. When they say, like, hey, I can't hear what's being said. So I'm just trying to figure out what happened. There are unique circumstances, right? Like I said, they had us come out. They said, hey, bring your team off the sideline. That wasn't me trying to motivate the guys. That was me like, hey, guys, put your helmets on. Something might hit you. So, but again, at the end of the day, credit to Ohio State. They made plays. They made the play. They made the drive to go down there and win. And their defense made one more play than we did. And but we'll be back.
What was that?
I don't know that. They said he was in the 10. I don't know if he got hit on the shoulder or something. I'm not sure exactly. Anybody? All right. Thank you.
We've got Malcolm and MJ here. We'll put them up here together, and then we'll.
You guys did a lot right. Stop. I think I have got you on your effort, strategy, execution.
I mean, that's credit to all the week's work that we did preparing for this game. Everybody crowned their running backs, so we knew what type of competition that we had. But, we got a working man's mindset. We don't back down for nobody. So we just went in there and tried to make a name for ourselves.
How do you size up a game like this, MJ, where, like Coach was saying, you don't want a moral victory, but as he also said, he thought you had a championship mindset. You see a lot you can take from this game and push toward the end of the season now.
So we got two avenues that we can go from this loss, right? We can sit here and sulk, or we can sit here and grow from it. And right now, like, I'm pretty sure in that locker room, my football team and the coaching staff, and players included, I feel like we on the path to grow from it. Yeah, we was that close.
Hey, Malcolm, you talked about you guys like the team grew up in some way today, like it was a different group. He didn't need to inspire you to play. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that as soon as we got in the locker room. We had guys like MJ. He told us, he brought everybody up and said, like, we right here, like, we can compete with them, like, each and every other team that we do. And we was in the locker room. We was ready to go back out there and show what we can do.
What was this last week like for you guys, that loss in Indiana, and how angry was this team when they got back to work?
Angry wasn't a word. Scratch that.
What was the word?
I mean, it's more so like determined. We know what we're capable of. We know the type of team that we are. We know the type of players that we got on defense and offense and special teams. It's just, potential is a funny word, man. Like, everybody got potential, but like, are you actually going to use it? So that's been a theme for us, like, since the summer. So, like, we came in this week, we knew who we had in front of us, and like, scratch being like, potentially being a good team. We tried to be the good team today, and I felt like we were.
How do you think you guys are going to respond from this loss this week?
How else? I mean, we just gotta keep working, dog. Keep chipping, keep chopping at that tree. One day's gonna fall.
Do you think Ohio State was surprised the level of fight you came in here with today? I mean, you were a 26.5-point underdog, and you guys gave them everything all the way to the end.
I mean, I suppose, but they ain't like our team mentality. We didn't care if it was prepared or not prepared. Looking at us or looking past us, we didn't care for that. We just wanted to play football and be competitive and win every rep.
For both of you, Ohio State, they're only 1 for 10 third down. What was going right on third down to get off the field today?
We just wanted to put our offense in positions to go out there and make plays. Every time, third down, that's one of our key things that we want to work on each and every week. So every time we seen that third down, it was like we had to get off the field.
Hey, Malcolm, take us through the pick and the return, how close you got to getting in the end zone.
Yeah, we was in a good call for that play call they had. So they ran the play. I seen two go vertical, so I got over two, and the quarterback overthrew the ball, and I had caught it. And I tried to get to the end zone, but I just didn't make it quite there.
Let's think of the receivers. Ohio State's receivers.
They had some good receivers, you know. We went out there and competed with them. They made some good plays, and we made some good plays on defense as well. So I feel like they had some talented receivers out there today.
And Jake, could you just speak on John Hole and seeing him make those kicks, you know, with the place kicking, his struggle at times, and he has a big night, obviously.
That is what we call complementary football. Offense helping defense, defense helping offense, both teams helping special teams. And I feel like we did a great job throughout the week. It wasn't just last week, it's been this whole season, you know, and just encouraging Johnny. Even like the whole process of, there's some periods where we just watch him kick, you know, and we practice field goals and we just watch him kick. And I think the work that he put in behind closed doors was the reason why he was able to make those big moment kicks. And we can't be nothing but proud. You know, everybody look past specialists, but they're very important and a big necessity for any good football team. So we were really helpful. It was really helpful, and really proud of him to even make those kicks. So yeah.
What do you expect in November from this team, MJ?
Yes, sir.
What do you expect in November from this team, just attitude-wise?
I mean, what else can I say? We're not out of this. We're definitely not out of this. We still fighters. We're a team that will always play our back to the wall, and we always try to fight, always try to fight, always try to fight. So I expect when Monday roll around, we have our come to truth meeting. We see the X's and O's that was wrong, that was correct. Learn from it, grow from it. We're on to Bloody Tuesday hitting. So I expect us in November to be the team who we are today, but even better.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks.
Finish up players up here with Dylan.
Giving them every chance to make adjustments. So how much of what you saw from them is what you expected to see based on film?
Yeah, everything I saw was what they showed on film, and I thought our guys went out there and did a good job executing, and a couple plays short.
How would you describe that atmosphere at the end of the game on that final drive, all the noise, the bottles being thrown, everything?
Yeah, the bottles being thrown is just, I don't know, I kind of feel like it disrespects football and kind of the nature of it. But it happened, and we had to get away from it. But no, it was loud. It was a cool environment. Well, we knew that coming in, and yeah, it's definitely a learning point. But you know, we'll be excited to go watch the tape and get better.
Hey, Dylan, you guys dominated the third quarter. They didn't get a first down. You guys drove it every time you had the ball. At the end of it, it was, I think, 3-0 in that quarter. Do you feel like there were opportunities there for you to even do more and pull away and have a bigger lead than 4 points, 3 points toward the end?
Yeah, absolutely. There were plays that I wanted back and missed, but you know, we can't dwell on them. Just gotta learn from them, and I think to go back and look and see that how we played against a team like that and a really good football team, show that we can hang and we can play football.
What kind of sense did you get from the offense as that was going on, as you guys were getting chunk plays and driving every time?
Yeah, it just felt comfortable. It looked like the guys knew that we've been in that moment before, which we have earlier in the season, which got us ready for this one. But yeah, like I said, a few plays short could have been a difference in this one.
Matt Rule said that this is the first time he was feeling the championship mindset in the locker room. But did you notice anything different at all today? Just how the guys were responding, the mentality?
Yeah, I think when we went into halftime, everyone was surprised, but in that locker room, nobody was. You know, we knew that coming into the game, we were going to keep it about football and not anything else. And you know, I couldn't be more proud of where we're headed, and you know, to win these games here coming up in the future.
Coach had said that it was difficult for you to third down, and then fourth down where you were in the red zone, Jalen's run followed by Dante trying to score. Because the ball had moved, can you take us through that particular series and what kind of adjustments you needed to make and how scrambly it got?
Yeah, that's definitely a drive that we wish we could have finished off. But, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't really see the ball moved. I knew it was either going to be on the 1.5-yard line or the 1. And or if he was even on the 2, I think we had our best play called. And, we just came up a little short. And it's what it is right now. And we'll make sure that we hit those plays coming in the future.
You went to the medical tent late in the game. I guess, are you okay physically? And then also, Coach mentioned how you wanted to come back out and go win the game. Like, sitting out was never an option. Like, is that your mentality?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. They kind of just wanted to check, make sure everything was good. But, yeah, I'm healthy and, just probably, I don't even know, a stinger or something, whatever you call it. But, yeah, no, our defense gave us a chance to go win the game. And, it sucks that I let the outcome become that. But I'm proud of the team and proud of where we're going, and we'll keep going.
Where did that ability to run come from in the first half, the 38-yarder? And did you go into this situation knowing that you might need to do that if things weren't open?
Yeah, I've always had that ability. I don't think I've never had that ability. It was kind of just more of a focus this week. And, they had some coverages and some blitzes that we knew that, they didn't account for me. And, just trying to make a play for our team. And I've always had that ability.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Thank you, guys.